Hey guys, red and black greetings. This is Flamengo. Good morning and welcome to the Paparazzo Rubro Negro channel. If you're just arriving, I invite you to follow, like, and share on all platforms. If you're on YouTube, I invite you to subscribe down below, turn on notifications by clicking the bell, and drop a like on the video. Today, Mengão plays a derby at Engenhão in Engenho de Dentro. We come here with a lot of information, but I'm worried about this whole situation they're creating. And then this malicious media, this disgusting media, already trying to create an atmosphere to harm Flamengo. Regarding Erick Pulgar, I will talk about all of this with you. We're here thanks to Caravana Daruto, and you can secure your spot for the Flamengo versus Corinthians game at Arena Itaquera in São Paulo with the van. Just contact them on WhatsApp. The link is in the pinned comment in the description. You reach out and book your round-trip package with the van, leaving on game day and arriving back in Rio de Janeiro the morning after the game. So get in touch with Caravana right now. There are many other games you can secure your spot for. But I wanted to start by talking about the São Paulo media already wanting to demand that Pulgar be punished with red cards and everything else. And the São Paulo media spreading it, right? Look at that, Pulgar dominates. The guys talking, right, about the teams that face Pulgar, showing images and everything. They're going to start this campaign now, okay, against Erick Pulgar. They're going to do everything they can, right, to make sure the player gets punished. But what they don't mention is that Erick Pulgar has incredible skill, incredible quality. Speaking of Gerdinho, right, I'm going to react here to Gerdinho's commentary. Pulgar left Gerson and Mateus Pereira on the ground, right? Those guys were stunned. Just look.
There were a lot of people there, huh? Oh, Pulgar, you tricky devil. Those guys had a matrix glitch and just froze. The matrix glitched. Both missed completely, but at least they're on the same side and have company.
At least they've got company, right, man? Awesome. Both of them went to the same side.
Guys, I'll bring you the information about the upcoming game and the probable lineup as well.
Right?
Obviously, we can't confirm this lineup for sure. It was the lineup information from GE. Honestly, I think Flamengo will have a few more changes than the ones GE mentioned, okay? The 6th round for Flamengo is actually the 5th round at Engenhão at 8:30 p.m. broadcast on Prime Video streaming, right? Oh, but is it broadcast abroad with video? No, okay? Because in this case, it's a Botafogo home game, so it's not broadcast. Flamengo TV for outside Brazil. When the game is hosted by Flamengo, the broadcast with video for abroad on Flamengo TV does happen. Let me bring you the probable Flamengo lineup according to GE. Rossi, Varela, and not Royal, right? Leo Ortiz or Vitão, Leo Pereira, and Ayrton Lucas. Erick Pulgar, Jorginho, Arrascaeta, Carrascal or Paquetá, Samuel Lino or Cebolinha, and Pedro. Man, I'm going to tell you guys, Leonardo Jardim's probable lineup, right? Which I really believe he might use. Rossi, Varela, Vitão, Leo Pereira, or Danilo, and Ayrton Lucas. Pulgar, Jorginho, Arrascaeta, and I think he'll go with Carrascal, Arrascaeta, or Paquetá. Okay, guys? I think there's a chance he'll go with Paquetá instead of Arrascaeta. Carrascal, Cebolinha, and Pedro. For me, that's the team he'll put on the field this Saturday. The game is at 8:30 p.m. Brasilia time. Confirmed absences, Bruno Henrique and Saul. The probable lineup for Botafogo, Leo Link, Mateo Ponte, Bastos, and Barbosa. Vitinho, Newton, Danilo, Alex Telles, Jordan Barreira, Mateus Martins, and Montoro. That's the probable team for Coach Anselme. The referee is Anderson Daronco. Unbelievable, right? Rio Grande do Sul, assistants, Rafael da Silva Alves from Rio Grande do Sul, and Brigida Cirilo Ferreira from Alagoas. The VAR is Rodrigo D'Alonso Ferreira from Santa Catarina. This guy has already hurt Flamengo a lot, man. Keep an eye on them. Daronco, the perfect combo right there. Look, Flamengo tied the U20 Libertadores semi-final. Flamengo managed to get a draw with Independiente Medellin. Flamengo was already qualified, right? They were just playing to fulfill the schedule. But something unpleasant happened, okay? Flamengo secured their spot in the semifinals. with 7 points, okay? In first place in Group A. The Garotos do Ninho advance to the next stage. Flamengo's opponent in the semifinals is yet to be determined. And it will be the best runner-up among the 3 groups in the tournament. The situation I told you about that was unpleasant is that we had a player leaving injured, hurt, right? There's no confirmation of an injury yet. Rian Roberto, man, a standout for Flamengo. He was doing great in the Libertadores. He suffered a brutal tackle from an Independiente Medellin player on his left ankle and left the field in tears. He's one of the gems from Flamengo's youth academy. One of the most talked about, right? The forward. He returned to the field in January after recovering from an injury that kept him out for several months. We really hope that Rian Roberto doesn't have any problems. Look at that. Yesterday we were talking to you about the excitement of Flamengo's management, right? About this internal reinforcement that Flamengo got. Flamengo is getting excited about Pedro's physical response under the command of Leonardo Jardim. The football department is grinning from ear to ear with the striker's response in the first 2 games with the new coach. Behind the scenes, the board knew about the players' dissatisfaction with Felipe Luis and the coach's issues with the number 9, right? In fact, Pedro has been complaining internally. And after the coach was replaced, it caught people's attention internally how Pedro dedicated himself and responded well physically, right? So Pedro has been dedicating himself a lot in training and has become a real asset for Leonardo Jardim's team. The player is doing very well, okay? Yeah, we also have some other situations to bring to you here. Guys, here's the thing. Let's take advantage of this morning video to also mention that Danilo, even on the bench, right? In several games, he became the main advisor to Leonardo Jardim at Flamengo, using his experience in Europe and Portugal to help the new coach adapt. The defender acts as a mediator between the squad and the coach, conveying Jardim's ideas to the group and informing him about the locker room atmosphere, maintaining the leadership profile he already showed with Felipe Luis, okay? Journalist Bruno Lemos, who works with Mauro Santana, first reported the news, which GE Portal confirmed. In other words, Danilo is already doing that locker room role that Flamengo wanted to hire Fabio Luciano for example, right? Flamengo wants to bring in a former player who can do that job. That job has been done by Danilo. He has been the person making that connection between the management and the locker room, the Flamengo players. Look, let me bring this to you here. That on the show Placar Aberto, the journalist Raíza Simplicio raised the theory that coach Leonardo Jardim will make big changes to Flamengo for the derby against Botafogo. We mentioned that GE announced there won't be that many changes to the team, but Raíza believes that Flamengo will have changes, okay? The main reason would be the physical fatigue of the squad and adapting to the synthetic turf at Engenhão. It was also discussed on the show that it's likely Varela will return to the right-back position. In addition, there's a chance that Vital and Danilo will get opportunities in the starting lineup, with Ayrton Lucas also appearing on the left. In the midfield, Everton Araujo might get another chance among the starting 11, okay? So we published this and asked the fans what they would change about this possible lineup, right? What they believe Coach Leonardo Jardim should do. Let's take a look at the comments. The many comments we received. Renan Brito Andrade, what's so hard about trying to get a starting team to gel? I agree, but I think he's going to play with a team that have a backbone, right? At least that's what we hear people say. Adrian 4M, let it be the same team that played against Cruzeiro and don't try anything new. People want Flamengo to repeat the lineup to build chemistry. And I agree, right? I agree. The fans want the team to build chemistry. Jorge Macario 7 has already started. Man, they're already complaining about the guy. Just the possibility of a change in the lineup is already making people irritated. No way. Only Felipe Luis used to do that. There's no fatigue. The fans know everything. So the guys get upset. They don't want Flamengo rotating players. They want Flamengo to have a backbone, to have a starting lineup, and I get it. This desire from the fans to see Flamengo with a starting lineup. There's no point if you don't have a starting lineup. And I'm going to wrap up our video now by talking about Leonardo Jardim's relationship with the players. Man, he won over the group, okay? Leonardo Jardim has been here for just over a week. He already won over the group. Actually, in just 1 week, he won over the group, right? He managed to bring all the players on the squad closer to him. We can see that in the videos, actually, right? In the images from the game. All the players leaving the field warmly hugging Leonardo Jardim. Pedro, everyone hugging the coach. Man, and his relationship is very close with the leaders of the squad. Even during training, right? We see a lot of images of him talking, being very calm with Pedro and Danilo. Like we said, Danilo is helping, even with choosing the penalty taker. Danilo is involved in everything. And now, man, some important footage here. Take a look. Arrascaeta with him, right? Arrascaeta with coach Leonardo Jardim. Man, there are a lot of cool shots. Look at that. He spends a lot of time talking to the team leaders, right? Arrascaeta is one he talks to a lot, okay? Man, during practice, he takes some time to talk with his main players. I think that's amazing. And he's a really nice guy. The information we have is that the guys already like him. In a short time, everyone already likes him. That happened at the game's end. Everyone hugging him. Damn, giving him that pat here. He hugs Luis Araujo like this. Man, really cool. Really cool. Does it mean anything? No. It's an interesting start. Just that it's an interesting start, and I really liked what I'm really enjoying this, honestly. I hope he manages to do what Pulgar said, which is to improve on Felipe Luis's work, which was already very good. I don't think it's right, and I've also seen people discrediting Felipe Luis's work. That makes no sense. Felipe Luis's work was spectacular. He won many championships. He deserves respect. He deserves recognition. Now, yeah, he's an experienced coach coming in. He's a great coach in world football. Leonardo Jardim. Felipe will become this great coach. And right now, I'm seeing Leonardo Jardim start as very positive. What about you? Leave your comment here. I'd love to read it. My friends, I consulted a lawyer specialized in sports law who assured me that the document Flamengo has, handwritten and signed by Gerson himself, is very important. So that Flamengo can secure about 42.7 million reais. The question is, will Flamengo actually be able to receive this money? Will they have to seize accounts and everything else to get this money? Will Gerson have that amount in his account when the case is judged and Flamengo wins? That's a whole different story, guys. That's a whole different story. But the document is very important. It was a document that was published by ESPN, where the player in his own handwriting writes that he was unilaterally terminating his contract with Flamengo. And we've already mentioned here that Flamengo feels wronged in this story, in this situation, understanding that Flamengo helped Gerson build his image. They renewed with the player only for the player to unilaterally terminate and sign with Flamengo's rival. It's a situation where Flamengo has everything written down in the contract and everything else. And Flamengo, according to the lawyer I consulted, has a very good chance of winning these amounts in court regarding Gerson. The whole question is, will the money be in the account? Will Gerson be able to pay these amounts? It's really a very big situation, a very large amount of money. Now, talking to you here, while you're seeing images that Flamengo released from the training sessions, from the last practice before the match, this classic against Botafogo. Subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications, and like the video. Red and black greetings. This is Flamengo. Thanks. Stop, just to say, my predicted score. 3-0 Mengão today. I'm aiming high. I'm flying high. 3-0 Mengão.